What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I haven't done a fitness video for you guys. I put up a couple of podcast videos for you this week. They're awesome podcasts. We just did one on psychedelic plant medicine for veterans, and we did one with an awesome author who created a book called Craig and Fred, and that's just an amazing story. I'll let you guys check that out if you want to. But I got a question from somebody yesterday, and it was about love handles. The gentleman is in his late 30s like I am, and he has noticed love handles settling in around his sides over the past couple of years, and he's been having a really hard time getting them off of his body. And man, I understand this. I definitely sympathize. It sucks when you have something creeping up on you, whether it's love handles or achy joints or any of those other things that start to hit us when we're in our late 30s. But it's really frustrating when you have something like this creeping up on you and you feel like you can't deal with it, like nothing you're trying is going to work. So what we have to do is we have to really think this out and think about why it's happening. Right? And of course, we know the basic story of why it happens, right? So we get a lack of activity and we get more calories coming in. So less work, more fuel coming in means more fuel stored. And that means that you are storing them around your waist, right? And yeah, that's what everybody knows. Calories in, calories out. But there's some other things that come into this that make them really hard to get rid of, particularly the fat around your midsection and around your torso, visceral fat. It comes about really because of inflammation. Our body, and this is a theory that has come more and more into the forefront over the past few years, our body tends to store fat in these places because it's really trying to protect our internal organs from the toxic buildup that we're getting from the food we eat. So you really have a couple of things that you need to work with here. Number one, of course, is increasing activity, and number two is eating less. But we also have to add a few more things in here. The next thing is going to be making sure that the food you do eat is nutritionally dense. And the reason why it needs to be nutritionally dense is so that we can start to fight off some of that inflammation, right? So that we can use the micronutrients, the fatty acids, the vitamins, the minerals to start to fight off some of that inflammation. So if you're having a really hard time of getting this fat off of you, and you're not otherwise really obese, and you kind of have like the average dad bod thing going on, then a lot of times that's because of different types of nutritional deficiencies that are happening. And those nutritional deficiencies can lead to increased inflammation, and they can also lead to hormonal imbalance, and we'll talk about that more in a second, but keep that in your mind. If you're not getting all the nutrition you need, that it's inflammation and potentially hormonal imbalance. The next thing we really need to consider here is your stress levels. I mean, this is where the hormones are going to come in, right? Because a lot of us who get into that average dad bod scenario, right, where you have less and less muscle tone but more fat buildup around the waistline, a lot of this happens because of stress as well and the effect it has on our bodies. And to understand this, you have to understand the hormone that is associated with stress, cortisol. Cortisol has the same mother hormone as testosterone, right? So pregnenolone, which is the mother hormone, it either gets turned into DHEA, where it can become testosterone or estrogen, or it gets turned into progesterone, which can be turned into cortisol. And so at the end of that, what you have to understand is that because they have the same mother hormone, if you are stressing out all the time and you're producing cortisol all the time, more of that pregnenolone is going to be diverted to producing progesterone and cortisol than it is going to be producing DHEA and testosterone. So, and that's known as something called the pregnenolone steal. You can Google that. And when this happens, you can get a lot of fat buildup because you're not producing as much testosterone as you could be. And testosterone is associated with, of course, building muscle, burning fat, making you more metabolic. Cortisol, on the other hand, it is associated with becoming catabolic. Your body starts to burn into its muscle mass. Your muscle tone starts to reduce, and you in turn become less and less insulin sensitive. You become more insulin resistant, and that in turn can lead to more and more fat storage, right? So what are the fixes here? As I said before, moving more. As I said before, eating less calories, also making sure that you're eating nutrient-dense food, but you also really have to think about your body type. Now, if you've got like a really great big beer belly or anything like that, and you are heading toward the obese range, then of course you probably should start to think about reducing your carbohydrate intake in favor of more protein and more fats. And that's because your main problem is going to be insulin resistance. If, however, you're pretty skinny except for the fact that you've got like some pudge around your midsection and maybe some fat buildup around your chest, then what you need to consider is that those hormonal issues might be more and more of a problem. Of course, they're going to be a problem if you have the beer belly, but they're going to be your main problem if you've got that situation. So if you're tending more toward that skinny body but having love handles and fat around your chest, then you probably don't want to head toward a ketogenic diet. You probably do want to reduce starchy carbs. You probably definitely want to increase your vegetable intake to increase your nutrient density. I would also start to add fruit to my diet periodically throughout the day. Now, I understand that fruit is sugar and everything, but you're also getting the fiber with that. And you also want to get a few different insulin spikes throughout the day, because when you're secreting a little bit of insulin, that can help to stave off the cortisol production and help to stave off stress. And in this situation, the other big thing you've got to worry about is adrenal burnout, which is a whole nother ship that can lead to some pretty bad health catastrophes. So those are the tips here. If you got the beer belly, yeah, you should probably tend toward a ketogenic or low carb diet. If you've got the skinny body with the love handles, you want to opt more toward a paleo, but a paleo with like sweet potatoes, some fruit, things like that. I would still definitely avoid what's called the wheat-based or grain-based carbohydrates because of the potential causes of inflammation there. So that's what I've got for today. I'm sorry, it's kind of like a convoluted vlog, but I wanted to give some insight here because I know this is a problem for so many people. And of course, I'm always available for clarification. If you've got a question, you just email me over at info@warriorsoulapparel.com, and definitely check out our courses. I've got a full range of courses now at www.warriorsouleducation.com. We've got a full course on doing the ketogenic diet. We've got a full course called the Warrior Soul Fitness that teaches you how to set up a 3-month program to increase your performance and build your and burn fat and optimize your hormones and your digestion. And then we've got another course that my good friend Ryan put together, and it's about creating fermented foods to improve your digestion. So definitely check those out, and you check out more awesome content here on this channel or at www.warriorsouleagogi.com. That's AGOG. Enough links for you to remember, and I will talk to you next time. Peace.